I had Zambian artists as well.
What was the rationale behind also choosing Abel Chungu and Prince Love?
I also called Maps. You were supposed to come through also at the thing, at the celebration.
Complaints about coming up, people in the VIP complaining on issues of the entrance and using the same entrance as the ordinary.
I don't know where that comes from. I don't know, but something just happens, and you know, people might say a lot of things because okay, they didn't plan it well, they didn't do this.
You as the headlining act alone, do you think that you'd have still managed to pull the numbers that you did?
Boy from Chileland is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. And my name is the Chile one, Mr. Zambia. You're watching On the Table with Chimweka.
Welcome back to On the Table. My guest right now is an artist coming through all the way from Malawi who recently pulled very good numbers at the Bingu National Stadium in Malawi for his 10-year anniversary in that country there. And it was co-headlined by Nigerian superstar in Era Star. And also the host was from South Africa in Nadia Nakai. Allow me to welcome the man himself, Kell. How are you doing, brother?
Hey, brother, I'm doing good. How are you, bro?
I'm great. Good to have you on the show again. And congratulations for the event that pulled so many people at the Bingu National Stadium.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, bro.
I'm just trying to imagine how you were feeling at the time, seeing so many people show up. From the information I've gotten, you did about 36,000 people out of 40,000 people. That's a lot of people. How did you feel about that?
To be quite honest, I wasn't expecting so many people. I thought, okay, people are gonna come through, but not 36,000, not 30, not 25. I thought maybe we're gonna have 20,000 people because last year when I did an event, I had over 15,000 people. But for the first time doing a show at Bingu National Stadium, I thought maybe 20,000 people are gonna come through. But but God is amazing, brother. God is really amazing, and for an event like that one, for people to come at least 36,000 people, it was a lot of people. No one has ever done that in Malawi. I've never seen a crowd like that in Malawi, and it was really amazing. So, yeah.
So it's pretty much safe to say you filled it up. I mean, 36 out of 40, even with school, that's probably like an A+ or something still, isn't it? I'm trying to do my math right now. But tell us also what it was like convincing Era Star to come through all the way from Nigeria. Was it just a matter of paying her and then she shows up?
It wasn't easy, bro. It wasn't easy because I started planning the show last year. We started talking with Era's team in January, but they confirmed that they're gonna come to Malawi in May. Yeah, I think in May. Then I started all the payments, the process, what, and I paid them in August. That's when they confirmed that, okay, we're coming now, you can release the posters. So it was not easy. You know how these artists are like from Nigeria. Yeah. It wasn't easy at all. Yeah. And I was praying they should come through, nothing should happen, they should come through, and they did come through.
Yeah. And what about Nadia Nakai? Obviously, she's from the southern region. She's Zimbabwean, as far as I know, by origin, but based in South Africa. What was it like also getting on board?
It wasn't easy also, but better Nadia than Era's team. Nadia's team was really bad. It was cool because even up until now, they can call me like, okay, Chaos, what are you planning? Are you planning anything? Something like that. So I think it was easy because they're from South Africa. But you know, Nigerian artists, it's really hard to get Nigerian artists. So yeah, but they're both good people.
I love that. But also, what was the rationale behind each one of them? Nadia Nakai and Era Star. Let's start off with Era Star. Why did you think that it would be important for you to have her as the co-headlining act for this event?
For starters, I'm a very big fan of Era Star. A very big fan. I love her music. Secondly, she's trending right now. she's trending. In Malawi, we've never had any female Nigerian artist come through. So it was the first time for a female artist from Nigeria to come to Malawi. And also she's trending and I'm a fan. I was like, no, I think this one should come through. So that's why she was the headliner.
Okay. All right. Even when we talk about this particular event here, where fill up the Bingu National Stadium and so on, why did you feel the need to have a co-headlining act when you could have done this by yourself? Is it that you're not confident enough in your brand to fill it up on your own?
Yeah, I could have done it myself. Maybe next year, maybe the other year, I'm gonna do it myself. But this one, I felt like it was so special to me. It was my 10th anniversary, so I wanted to invite someone that I really love. You understand? I love her music, and I felt it was like, okay, let me just invite a few artists from other countries to come and celebrate with me on my 10th anniversary. So it was just me celebrating all the 10 years that I've been in the game. So that's why I thought it wise to bring her, Malawi and Nadia as well.
All right, so maybe I didn't seem to understand that. So you're saying you decided to bring along because of the your 10-year anniversary celebration? Maybe I didn't understand that.
That's why I wanted to bring different artists. Oh, I had Zambian artists as well.
Yeah, I know Prince Love was there. Abel Chungu was there as well. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I could have done it on my own, but then because I was celebrating, I wanted to celebrate with other artists from different countries.
Yeah. But do you think that if you sold the event as you as the headlining act, of course with the supporting acts, but you as the headlining act alone, do you think that you'd have still managed to pull the numbers that you did?
I think, yes, I think I would have. Because even the way that we were selling tickets, even okay, let me not go there, but I think I would have. And I'm pretty sure I would have. People were excited about Air Star, but then she came on the same day of the event. And people were saying she's not gonna come through. She's not going to come to Malawi, but they were getting tickets. If they had this doubt that she's not coming, I don't think they would have been getting the tickets. So I'm pretty sure they were coming because they wanted to celebrate with me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were excited about Air Star. She's a big star, but then I think I would have done it.
And also, what happened next? I mean, yes, she performed at the event, but is there more that you discuss, for example, a collaboration? I know that for a lot of artists, they look at that also as a bigger value opportunity to have the collaboration as opposed to performing at the event, because there's more that you can do with that. But I also understand that a lot of African artists sometimes have a challenge, especially now, in collaborating with Nigerian artists. There's a bit of some hurdles and obstacles. But have you had those discussions as well on a possible collaboration beyond just her performing at the event that she did?
Like I said, I'm a very big fan of her. Me collaborating with her, it's very big. So before they came, we started discussing that with them as well. When they came, you can just discuss with Era. So there's management, Don Jazzy, and everyone. We discussed, and we're still discussing. So that's all I can say for now. But I'm a very big fan.
When somebody says that, then you know something is coming somewhere. And say, hey, we'll leave it at that for now. Then you know that something is going on. But I think that'll be very exciting. That will be quite big. But even with Nadia Nakai, I'm guessing she was more open, more liberal, less difficult, as you put it, in terms of getting on board. Is that something that you're also exploring, collaborating with her?
Yeah. That's all I can say as well. Because if I have to collaborate with these people, I want it to be a surprise to Malawi, to Zambia, to Africa. So yeah, we're discussing.
Yeah, you had a pretty dope lineup of artists who came through to support you. And like you mentioned, some even coming through from Zambia. I was with Prince Love over the weekend. Yeah, we talked about that as well. Abel Chungu was also present. What was the rationale behind also choosing Abel Chungu and Prince Love? Because one would think you would call Yo Maps, who was recently there, to come through and so on. But what was the rationale behind Abel and Prince Love? And not to say that they're bad artists, by the way. I mean, they're equally very talented. Yeah.
I understand. Yeah, I understand your question. I really do. If you check my lineup for Malawi, all of them, all the artists that performed are my friends, and they're also the happening artists in Malawi. But they're also my friends. I want you to get that, right? When I called friends and able to come and support me, they're also my friends. So I was like, guys, you're my friends. I want you to come through and support me. I also called Maps, but because of he was performing at the Neo show.
Come again? He was performing where?
I think the Neo show. There was a Neo show.
Oh yes.
He was
Yes,
supposed to come through also at the thing, at the celebration. He was supposed to come through because he's also my friend. But I think we didn't get flights. But he was supposed to be in Malawi as well. Yeah, on the day. So lucky enough, Prince came through, Ebo came through. After Maps' performance, we were supposed to be on the next flight to Malawi. Like we didn't have flights on that day. That's why that's why he didn't come through.
Okay. All right. No, it's really dope that I mean you already have that relationship. I think people have sort of equated you to each other. The way there's your maps here in Zambia, people say there's Kell in Malawi at the moment, who's the most happening artist over there. But with the whole fill up as well, did you take time to have a conversation with your maps on filling up a stadium?
His team. We talked a lot about everything, how they did it as well. Also, Prince was one who was telling me a lot of things. You need to do this, you need to do this, you need to involve these people. So, I couldn't have done it on my own. I was just trying to ask a few people on how I can pull it off. So these people were helping me a lot. The team, Yomap's team, Kandeke, Prince, they helped me a lot. Told me how I can do it. You need to approach these people. You need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do this. You can do it. So thanks to them, it happened. We did it.
And I can also just imagine the nerves before this event. In fact, were you nervous? Because some people, they're just naturals at some of these things. Were there any nerves that were kicking in before the event?
Trust me, I was so nervous, bro. Trust me.
10 years in the game, you got nervous like you're just starting.
No, okay. But 10 years in the game, I was trying to do something different. I was trying to give Malawi a show that they've never seen before, a concert that they've never seen before. So it was not easy. There were so many things that were so hard for me to do. And I kept praying and praying and praying, like, God, help me do this. Help me do this. But I was so nervous. I was scared. I thought it wasn't going to happen. I thought all the international artists weren't going to come through, even though I paid. So I was just praying for that everything should be okay. You can plan, you can do everything, you can pay, but something might happen, something can happen, and the event was a tear. It happens. So I was just praying, like, God, please help me. And he did. He helped me.
I love that. You pay for the international acts, but you're worried that they're not going to come through still. That's how the nerves were at that time.
No, it happens.
Yeah.
I've seen it before because I do events. There's so many times I've paid an artist and then they miss their flight. Understand?
Yes.
And then people are not going to understand, like, bro, they missed their flight. And they think it's what that they did.
Yeah.
So that's why I keep saying, God came through.
Yeah.
Because they might have missed their flight. It's very possible. It happens.
And I know that there's a lot. You've mentioned that you've done events before and things like this have happened. Talking about this particular event. I mean, though, my team was telling me about some of the complaints that were coming up, people in the VIP complaining on issues of the entrance and using the same entrance as the ordinary, and all these issues that come with that. Is it something that your team has also spoken to and have had addressed?
It's true. Like I said, you plan. Like I said, we started planning this last year. 11 months of planning, meetings and meetings. What we're gonna do.
Yeah, we lost the connection there for a bit, but you're saying, these are things that you plan, yes?
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can plan, but I don't know where I don't know where that comes from. I don't know, but something just happens, and people might say a lot of things because okay, they didn't plan it well, they didn't do this, but I okay, let me explain it this way. We expected, like I said, we expected 20,000 people. When I was asking everyone, they said we might get 20,000 people, and to get 20,000 people in Malawi, it's a lot. We planned for 20,000 people. When it was about 6:30 to 7 p.m., we had about 19,000 people. Now the whole team, now the whole team was like, okay, guys, where are we gonna get this? We're gonna get this. Where we're gonna get this? We need more security. We need more this. That's when things were a bit complicated, but by the end of the day, everything worked out. By the end of the day, it worked out. I heard a lot about the VIP. I heard a lot about how it was so difficult for people to get in, but that was around 8, 9 to 10 p.m. That's when many people came through. Imagine you had about 20,000 people, and it was about 7:30, and then more people came through around 8 to 9. So it's so difficult for us to start adding more security. We started getting more tags, everything. So next time we're gonna plan it way better than what we did. But everything worked out in the end. Everything worked out. Nothing happened to anyone. That's all that matters.
I like the fact that you said next time you're going to do this better. So are you already planning something to beat what you've done now? I mean, 36,000 people is true, a lot out of 40,000. Are you aiming for something higher within Malawi?
Yes, I am. You have to dream big all the time. I'm planning something better next year or the other year, but maybe next year, maybe. But I'm planning something better, and I hope you're gonna come through.
I actually wanted to as well, but I saw an event during that particular weekend. But I know that people represented, some of my colleagues in the media were there as well. So it was pretty amazing to see. But let's talk about the money. How much money did Kell make from this event?
I cannot disclose that. But yeah, but I made some, so thanks to God is off. Because it's not easy. For an event like that one, it's not easy. Trust me, it's not easy at all.
Yeah. I asked this because, for example, someone like Casper Invest, he's mentioned this before, that if I'm not mistaken, it should have been the first fill-up dome or one of the others, but he says he actually lost more money. He put in more money than he actually got from making this happen. So that was the background to my question there.
Okay, I get that. Like I've said, I've done so many events.
Yeah.
Events that have lost so much money. So much. Artists missing their flights, and people like, okay, what are you gonna do now? You need to refund us. You need to do this. But this years back, not now. I've lost money, but on this one, I didn't.
Okay. That's nice. I love that. I love that. All right, let's also talk about something pretty interesting. I mean, over the weekend, just over the just ended weekend. I saw Tay Green in Osaka. I'm like, okay, wait. Oh, is that Tay Green? I think I saw him somewhere at one of these events. But I know that he put sorry? The King, yeah. He put his song up for consideration, the Cha music video for the Grammy Awards. Are you also thinking in those lines as well as Kell?
Yeah. I am. Well, we've learned a lot from Tay. Tay has done a lot for the industry, collaborating with Nigerian artists in Malawi.
Okay, we lost the connection there, but you're just saying that you've learned a lot from Tay.
Yeah, a lot. He's the only artist I think who's collaborated that with Nigerian artists, South African artists. So we're still learning from him. And what he's done this year, pushing Cha to, Grammy and everything, that's what we also want for the industry. So it's a win for the industry. That if he gets that nomination, it's good for Malawi. So we're still learning from him. He's the king. Yeah.
But with that said, you seem to have a very unique approach when it comes to some of these international collaborations and appearances and who exactly you work with. I mean, you've mentioned Tay. Tay has done a good job with that. He's very, very deliberate about some of these things. But you seem to have a very unique approach. I'm not sure if it's things that you're planning in the pipeline or you want it to happen at a certain time, because others would think, well, is Kell a bit hesitant about this with his approach for international recognition? What's your plan around that as an artist?
To be honest, it's not easy just to collaborate with these artists. It is international. It's not easy at all. So you have to plan and be patient about everything. So we're still planning. We're working on it. I can say we're cooking. The whole team and me, we're cooking because that's the step that we have to take. But now, I've collaborated with a few Zambian artists. Songs that might come out soon. There's a song that came out a few weeks ago, Prince Love, featuring me and Yoma.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're still cooking and we're still working on that. So yeah, next year you might see a few collabs.
Nice. You know how fans get excited with that. So when you say that, they're putting you on the chopping block for that.
Yeah, but next year. It's a promise.
Okay. All right. I also wanted to get your take, as we also conclude, I wanted to get your take on something. I asked this question to Tay Green when I hosted him a few weeks ago. He was in the country, and he was telling me about how when he was moving around, listening to radio stations, going to certain clubs and so on, he was listening to how the Zambian music was being played and all of that. And he was just talking about how consumption of Malawian music in Malawi is still growing. I would like to get your take on that. What are your thoughts on that in terms of how Malawians consume Malawian music? Before we even talk about Zambian or South African, Nigerian, what's the consumption level and rate like in Malawi?
We're still not there because if you go to other countries, like is it Nigeria? They say it's 90% of Nigerian music. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's 90% of Nigerian music. That's what the radios, the TV stations, clubs, they play 90% of Nigerian music. And I think, I don't know, I'm not really sure about South Africa, but it might be 70 or 80 or 60, somewhere there. But in Malawi, still not at that level. We're still not there. You can hear maybe 50% of Malawi music and then 50% of, international artists and everything. So I think we're getting there.
I also wanted to find out with how things have been. Malawi, Zambia, we know that the relationship is absolutely amazing. We can even throw it over to to Zimbabwe. We were once one country, really. We were under the same federal government and all of that. But I also wanted to find out from you, because what has been noticed is that, what's been noticed is that music from Zambia plays a lot in Malawi, but the same doesn't happen as much in Zambia. Why do you think this could be the case when we have the similarity in at least one of the languages, or at least one or two of the languages, but why do you think this doesn't happen as much the other way?
If I'm to take you a few years back, Zambian music used to play a lot in Malawi. Maybe, yeah, 6, 7 years ago, a lot. So many artists from Zambia. So many artists, so many radio stations are playing Zambian music. Now, yes, it is. It is, but not like it used to be before. You hear, what can I say? What can I say? Yo Maps, likes of Ebo Chungu, now Prince Love, likes of Pompey. You can listen to their music now, like more especially Maps now. Kondwa.
I hear
Maps is
Kondwa is killing it over there.
Too much. Bro, when I say too much. But also now it's good. It's very good. Because I was saying when you listen to this to their music, to these songs from Zambian artists, I'm also excited. Trust me, so excited that okay, we can also do the same in Zambia because we are one people. We are one people. So when you listen to Kondwa, when you listen to Prince Love, when you listen to Ebo Chungu, like Kombi, yeah, I'm very excited. You understand? So I'm hoping Malawi is going to do the same, maybe next year or the other. Yeah, because we are one country.
All right, dope. Kell, it's been amazing speaking with you. Thank you so much for making time to join us once again. We always appreciate having a chat with you.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
I still want to see you in Zambia, Kell. Need to see you in Zambia. Everybody's coming here except Kell. We've seen Dremo here. We've seen Ella Njuchi here. We've seen Tay Green here. I'm just wondering, when is Kell coming to Zambia? Why don't you want to come to Zambia, Kell?
Kell is coming to Zambia next week, brother.
Next week?
I'll be in Zambia next week. Yeah, the whole of next week I'll be in Zambia.
Whoa!
I'm super excited because I've never been to Zambia before, so I'm super excited.
Wow, I'm excited about this. Your first stop has to be Diamond TV. Tell whoever's managing, tell them your first stop is Diamond TV, nowhere else.
Okay. My first stop is going to be at Diamond TV.
We got you. Looking forward to it. All the best.
Thank you so much, my brother.
All right, sure. All right, so Kell has been my guest today on The Table. We're going to take a break, and after the break, I'll be clarifying on all things the Chile One episode from last Sunday. Stick around.
Yo, what's good? What's poppin'? It's your girl, Cleo Ice Queen. Keep watching On The Table with Chimweka.
Welcome back to On The Table. Thank you for staying tuned. And by the way, in case you're not aware, the Personality of the Year Awards are on for this Thursday, the 9th of November, 2023. Red carpet kicks off at 6 p.m. so you can tune in and find out who are going to be the winners this year around. It's going to be an amazing event, and I'm looking forward to it as one of your hosts. One of the nominees is Chile One. Actually, he's been nominated in the Best Male Music Act category, alongside a number of artists, Yo Maps being a part of it, and Chef 187 is also a part of it. Triple M is Song of the Year, actually. So you can just head over to the Diamond TV Zambia website and see all the full list of nominees. This Thursday, we find out who the winners are. But speaking of Chile One, I just want to get into this particular conversation based off what happened during last Sunday's episode of On the Table. So I hosted Chile One. We did the interview the other week, and it aired on Sunday. From the teaser, people already said jumping into conclusions. No, how can Chile One say this? How can Chile One say that? And there was so much that was being said about him. And obviously he took an interesting stance. He was not really saying much on the same, and just waited for people to have the full context of the interview. But people already jumped to conclusions. Why is he sounding bitter? This, that. People said so much about him. And to be honest, I thought about it. I said, this is pretty different because teasers have been shared before, but people have never really reacted like this. Is it really just about the teaser? Is it about Chile One? And people now projecting their different feelings about Chile One onto this particular interview. I really thought about that, and it made me think. I actually think Chile and I talked. We had a phone call conversation. We talked on the phone about it, and we had a whole conversation that we said, okay, you know what? Let's wait for the show to air. Let's see how people are going to understand the context when the show actually airs. But even when the show aired, I noticed that people had similar sentiments, and it reminded me of something that he said during the interview when he spoke about bloggers and the hate that people have for him. Here's what he had to say.
And someone, I mean, I've told you this. I got fans and I got
haters as
well. Just to get the attention. And mostly I'll go back to the bloggers. They get what is negative because they want number. And to be honest with you, the bloggers post negative things about me because it's what give them. That's what gives them numbers.
The numbers. Yeah. So those are his views on his haters and how he has got haters in the industry. I've been seeing think pieces. No, Chile One is frustrated because of this and that. People have stopped supporting him, disciplinary, what, sympathy. There have been different opinions on the same, but that's what he thinks about people who dislike him. At the same time, obviously people love Chile One. There are people out there who love Chile. I've seen him perform at different events and people have shown him the love. Even to now, there's those who are still his support system saying, regardless of whatever's happened, we still love Chile One. He is our guy and we're going to rally behind him. And I was actually happy to see more people coming through and sharing that type of feedback. But what also stood out was the issue of the whole Chile One. Now, this happened during the interview, the editing process. And an apology was actually shared last week on Monday. I shared this on my page, putting out that apology that was a genuine mistake. And I loved how some people also brought up an interesting perspective of, I mean, you and I on the keyboard are next to each other. So hence that particular mistake. In fact, the person who made the mistake is actually, I'm looking at him right now, is there. But of course, we are still a team and we take the blame collectively. And that is what happened even during that particular moment. It was nothing intentional. I've been seeing people saying, no, you did it on purpose. No, that's why. But how can it be? How would you even put your job on the line on purpose? Besides, there was actually more mistakes than that Chile One point, because the other things, but probably others didn't notice. They just picked that particular part out and they decided to run with it. Others are saying, no, we didn't even know. Why did you have to put an apology? The thing is that people who knew, I was actually seeing that, and people were tagging me and saying and doing this and that. So it was only right to put that particular apology, and that's why we actually went with that. There was nothing intentional. There were more mistakes during that particular episode that obviously are being worked on, like I mentioned in the apology, by the departments that handle these issues of quality control before the shows go on air. Yes, that was a problem on our part. Nothing to be proud of there. We're owning up to mistake and definitely will do better, but there was nothing really intentional. Why would someone put their job on the line for something that is likely to put one's, career in jeopardy? So there was nothing really intentional there. But here's the big thing also that stood out. Chef 187. Chef 187 and the statement that came out from Chile One, all right? Others didn't even watch that particular part. But here's what he had to say about Chef 187.
You never hear it from Wela. I want to be chef. Think about chef. You never hear me nachitavira pamwera. A rapper like me, I'm not a rapper,
Yeah,
like anybody else, okay? A rapper like anybody else, to be honest with you, nga pamwera musta praise Chef 187, ishtashi ofa konka. Bakamba ba Chef 187, makure kafi otherwise ngakufu konka mwamwale ngamfike pano. Chef 187, unless the juice yo baby. Now, we're in the final age, what? Okay,
no, but again, you know why again? That's not very valid. Because when you talk about Shefi, for example, Shefi is always giving credit, for example, to Market 2. He's going to say all those things. And on top of that,
I'm not stopping. That's an example you're giving me.
Yes, but what's wrong with an artist publicly congratulating or just saying something nice about the fellow artist?
For me, let me tell you something.
Just because you're an artist, meaning you shouldn't because you're in competition?
No, yeah. But to be honest with you...
So now it's meaning you shouldn't congratulate?
No, to be honest with you, music is all about competition, if you don't know about that. I never wanted to get on this, but music is all about competition. It's competitive. If you don't want to accept that music is all about competition, you die an upcomer. Make sure yourself, you compete with yourself, you compete with your dreams.
Now, I won't give any think pieces of my own on this. That's for you to judge and conclude. What do you make out of what was said there? Others saying it was bad, this, that, different opinions. That's for you to decide. That's not my job here to give an opinion on that. That is what Chilewan said during the interview. Was he misquoted? Was he quoted correctly? That's for you to judge. But that is what was said during the interview. I feel like the focus even went away from that. So that is a statement from Chilewan around Chef 187. But besides all of this, I've seen some people trying to create enmity here and there. But people are still talking. People get along and they're in good books. You'd be very surprised that they really are. And that's just the nature of the game. So people try to pin each other against each other, like some people were trying to do with the whole Your Maps, Isen Mutambe clip and Chile one. This is really nothing to put people up against each other for. It's just one thing. People still have these conversations. They meet, same fans. Conversations go on. In fact, speaking of calls, let me actually, so this is just to, I think also maybe it's also very important that we just have a conversation over the same issue. I know he's not expecting my call. And it's, look at the time we're recording this. It could be up to anything. You know, artists, they could be in studio. Anything is possible. Yeah. So let me just give him a call. Hopefully he picks up. Okay, let's do this. Is he gonna pick up?
The number called did not answer. Please try later.
Okay, I guess we'll
The number called did not answer.
call some other time. But yeah, that's what's going on. Truly, these are conversations we are open about. We still meet the small industry. We still have to talk either way. So the conversations will still continue at an appropriate time. But I just thought I'd clarify on some of these issues that people have really been trying to instigate, but it's really nothing. That others are alleging to be bitterness and trying to bring others down. It's really not about that. It's still one Zambia and it's still one industry at the end of it all. The love still continues. In fact, like I did mention, I think during the week, is Chile 1, I'm Chile 3, third born of Mr. and Mrs. Chileshe. So maybe I'm also going to be Chule 3 as well. That's going to be my new thing. Call me Chule 3 as well, if you want to swap the U and the I on the keyboard. But this is where we end today's edition of On the Table. Thank you so much for tuning in. Back again next week, Sunday at 17 hours. Bye-bye.